All right, welcome to Cool Ranch Corner, episode 40. We got Genie Boy here.
So good to be back.
Welcome
I
Been a
haven't
back.
seen
while.
Chris in a fortnight.
Yeah, I still look like I'm 12, but yeah.
No.
He's got a new apartment though.
Yeah, I'm moving
Wait,
up
wait.
in the world.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
You never saw
Yes.
the old apartment, did you?
yeah. I don't think he did.
No.
He's
That
got that night
place.
light back there because he's
Oh,
afraid of the dark.
dude, it's we're in broad daylight right now. Okay.
I know. Why is it on?
I don't know.
Oh wait, is that a nightlight? I didn't realize.
He's like, it's not a night light.
Well, it's
Like,
so
what is it then?
it's so that I don't like fall when it's all dark at night, dude.
When you're running from the imaginary ghosts?
The imaginary roaches, you mean? Dude,
Ah.
that's the thing. Like, there was a whole roach thing at the last apartment. That's a big reason why I moved. So, yeah, yeah, you missed that, which is
I'm
good.
seeing a lot of roaches myself too.
Really?
Yeah, I killed one last night. That was just like walking around. I see one maybe every other day, but just one. I know
They're
it's
taking
pretty
over.
bad.
Are they big or are they small?
Pretty big, substantial rows.
So-
Size of a hamster.
Funnily enough, so when I was having issues, the pest control guy was saying if you're seeing a lot of big roaches, usually it means you have a leak. Because they're going for the water, so that's why they're sticking around. You'll see a lot of big
Ah.
roaches if there's a leak.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right,
advice.
well.
Okay.
I think we've wasted enough time talking about we usually start off the episode by talking about anything new going on in life. So I guess I'll start. We hit 3 million YouTube subs. That's awesome. We're
Yay!
already at 3,005,000. It's crazy.
But seriously?
Like, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
4 million, here we come. So thank you for 3 million subs. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I'm still outlining the script that I mentioned, I think last episode, the military related one. And I scraped my knee while I was running the other day, and that sucked.
Oh
No,
no.
because I'm training for this military role, so I've been trying to run so that when I like direct, I'm not all out of shape and shit, So, but anyways, that sucked. But Chris, you got anything?
I guess my apartment complex has termites.
What the?
He just switches the button.
Just casually have termites?
Yeah, well, yeah, I sent out an email basically saying they're gonna like start digging trenches and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Because the thing is, I've seen like these little like black like ant looking things, right? And I didn't know what they were. I thought, oh, it's the summer. There's little bugs and stuff like that. And I was like, they're not normal ants. They have wings. So I was like, maybe they're like queen ants. I don't know. I didn't know what it was. And then when I got that email, I was like, oh, they're termites. Okay, but I would see like one every week. So I think it's probably fine where I'm at. But apparently people have been having issues. So that's my update.
Folks. Ben's got a special announcement.
I do have an announcement. Should we do the announcement?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's pregnant.
Derek and I are.
All right, hey, start over.
Okay, all right. Derek and I are expecting to direct or are attached to direct.
Jesus
and write.
Christ, bro.
Let's start. Cut and restart. Sorry. Cut remote. Back to one. Sorry. Derek and I are writing and directing a feature film together that we've started development on. It's very exciting. It's very good. It is related. We probably don't. want to talk
Yeah,
about
no,
what.
it's social media related. We can say that. It's in our
Yeah.
wheelhouse.
It's relevant to the times of what people are doing, and it's a really unique premise on something that's familiar. Should we give the comps, or should we leave that out?
Yeah, we can just leave that out, I think, for
Okay.
now. But anyways, yeah, we're officially writing and directing something together, and it's a feature. So,
Mhm.
I'm really excited to be working with Ben from start to finish on this. I think that's going to be a really fun experience. Pollo Loco was definitely a unique situation, but I can't sing your praises enough, man. I really think Pollo Loco would have turned out. I wouldn't have had as good a footage if you weren't there to back me up because I had no fucking clue what I was doing. So,
Yeah, dude, that was
um,
also, you carried that like crazy, and everyone was like so hyped on when is your next thing and how can I help on your next thing, which is so awesome. And it was very much like it's rare when you come off of a set and like you keep in touch with them, like you just came back from like summer camp or like like a retreat, and especially on like a 4-day shoot, like that's really it's says a lot about the leadership on it if everyone's still in touch, and everyone is definitely still in touch and helping each other get jobs, just checking in on each other and seeing like how everyone's doing. It's good stuff.
yeah.
But
So
um,
I got that feature with Ben in development, and then the military one that I'm working. I'll just say the Coast Guard one that I'm working on. I've got those two features in development, and then some other scripts written that I think will get made down the line. But that's what I'm working on right now. Ben, you working on any like features on your own or anything?
yeah, I'm working on a handful. So in the last year I've taken a big step towards something that I always wanted to do but didn't really know where to begin, and it was kind of just a leap of faith towards like, let me just try to get some kind of exposure to it, and then it like turned serious like more than I expected, and that was like a dive into doing video game adaptation. So I am doing a TV series right now with a pretty big team that does good stuff. And it's like it's a first like real film, like wow, like this is gonna be my
Yeah,
debut of sorts. And yeah,
it's really hush hush, but it's pretty
yeah,
badass what he's doing. I can't
we've
wait
been
to see it
really,
come to fruition.
thank you, we've been really good about like keeping it under wraps publicly. People like in my personal life knows, like you guys know, um but just for when the whole package is together, that's when we'll do a formal announcement. But video games is kind of how I learned storytelling, and how like
I'm so sorry, Chris is.
what
I hear like a fan cutting in and out or something. What the hell, bro?
Well, I'm sorry, man. It's hot. It's like
Mute
100.
yourself, bro.
Shut up.
Ben's over here like talking about serious shit. Just
I.
very good.
Whatever, man.
sorry, Ben.
No, I've been there. I mean, I could do this, Mike, and that would be kind of funny.
Well, yeah. You want me to go like?
Oh,
I don't care. Sorry,
no,
Ben.
yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, we all love video games. All my friends love video games, and that's just like kind of where my heart's always been in terms of storytelling. It's I always said like I learned storytelling and just art more from video games more than I did movies, and now this is like my way of paying that forward and kind of pushing this out. And working on, so we have one that's for sure in development, and then we're very close on closing rights on a second one. Another one that I won't announce, that is a newer game, and it's fantastic. And it's it's just good. It's I want to like change the reputation that video game adaptations have, and I know that we're definitely on the track for that. Post like Last of Us, Fallout, and all that stuff, which are great. I'd be curious to know what you guys thought of that, of Fallout.
Chris
And
loved it.
yeah. Sorry. I was like, do not talk about Last of Us. Do not talk about because then I'll get into a deal. But yeah, it's just cool, and like I think every guy in person who likes video games has always kind of felt like it's got a weird stigma to it. Your whole life you're always kind of like, loosely the outcast. I don't think that should be the case. I don't think it will be forever, and like I think these adaptations are really kind of pioneering that change, and I definitely want to be a part of that. So
Hell yeah. Can't wait till you can share more, man.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Really happy for you and all the stuff you're doing. So to move on to our next topic, the Patreon is officially up. So if you guys like seeing this podcast and you want to see it 24 hours early, as well as get access to our private Discord server, which has been popping. We've been having fun in there, just chatting and saying what's up every day. So I'm gonna go over the tiers real quick because It's officially up now. So tiers range from $1 to $100, which sounds crazy, but there's somebody that's a $100 tier member. So tier 1 gets you 24-hour early access to the episodes via Patreon, as well as a tier 1 rank in our private Discord server. And I will mention, for anybody who's on the fence about just joining the Discord for that $1, I recently thought about doing some Blu-ray giveaways in there, because I have a bunch of Blu-rays that are either from PR packages or I'm looking to upgrade to 4K. So there's just like a stack of them, and I think I'm gonna be giving them away in there. So if you want a chance at winning some Blu-rays, I think there's like 10 people in there right now, so the odds are pretty good. But tier 2, which is $3, also gets you access to those two things, along with gaming sessions with Chris and I. I don't know if we're gonna do a gaming session this weekend because my parents are in town, but I would expect like Fortnite in there, maybe Dead by Daylight or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, whatever anybody wants to play in there.
When Black Ops 6 comes out, I'm gonna be playing it like crazy.
When Black Ops 6 comes out, we're going to be having a lot of Black Ops 6 gaming sessions in there, so be ready for that. A tier 3 member, which is $5, gets you all of that, along with a monthly G Fuel Tub giveaway. This one is US only, so for $5, you get a chance to win a G Fuel Tub, which I'll be doing those on the 15th of every month. But the thing that I'm doing to make sure the odds stay worth it is for every 10 members that are subscribed to this tier, I'm giving away a tub. So you should never have less than a 10% chance of winning. So, and if you do win, you can't win for another like 6 months or something to keep it fair. So and then tier 4 is $10, and that gets you access to the same things plus an international G Fuel Tub giveaway, because sorry, that's just how it is. G Fuel Tubs are very expensive to ship overseas. But people have been asking for international G Fuel Tub giveaways for a while, so there's your chance. And if you're somebody in the US, that means for $10 you get 2 shots at G Fuel Tubs. So there's that. $25 tier members, you get all of that, along with a personal thank you video from me. So I'll personally send you to be like, yo, thanks for subscribing, dude. And then yeah, that's cool. And then after your 4th month, I will send you a G Fuel care package. So like 10 packets of G Fuel, maybe a Danny Dorito shaker. We'll see. I think they're almost sold out. They told me they were almost gone today. And then maybe some stickers and like a thank you card and stuff. So there's that little thing. And then tier 6 and 7 are associate producer and co-producers. So you get all the benefits that we just talked about. Plus tier 6 members get their name on the Cool Ranch Corner Patreon banner in white. Tier 7, which is our highest rank, gets your name on the banner in gold, and both of those tiers are eligible to be added as associate or co-producer on the IMDb page for the podcast, because it's on there. So if you want to be like a producer for the podcast and have your name on the banner, there you go. That's just like an extra way to show that you're ride or die for Cool Ranch Corner. But anyways, if you wanna know more about those and get a real good look at what each tier offers, definitely go check out the link in the description. I'll put it in the comments too. But I'll basically say this: I pay Chris every month to basically like manage my YouTube and the podcast, and so the money that's coming from the Patreon, like right now, I think it says that we're making like $260 a month. That's going to Chris for his like time that he puts in. So don't think that I'm like, all right, here we go, guys. Like, I'm thinking of upgrading. I'm going to talk about my Mustang later in the episode. But think about getting that GT 500 now. No. But, yeah, so support Chris. Cool Ranch Corner. And thank you for being patient, because I know it took a while for us to launch that. But, and when we get to 50 members, which I think right now we're at like 23, when we get to, which is pretty cool for like the first week. When we get to 50 members, we're going to launch the audio-only version of the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So there's something to look forward to in the future still. But moving on from all that boring talk, because it is boring. We want to get back into the debate that Chris and I had last week. We want to know what I thought Ben would be a great person to get his input in. So Chris, before you get heated, let's hear what he has to say. the argument was, are consoles worth buying anymore? I said yes, and Chris said no. So you being somebody that every time I come over, you guys are using the PlayStation or the Xbox, and then you also obviously game on your PC.
Yeah.
Do you think consoles are still worth it?
Fuck. As somebody who owns every single thing now, as of like 2 weeks ago, I have a Steam Deck.
Ooh.
It's like I get it out of convenience, and just because I'm also, this is so stupid, and this is not a flex, but I have 2 PS5s, one for upstairs, one for downstairs, and it's like, and so all that being said,
Unplug it, take it.
I mean, yeah, I would have done that.
No,
but
no. You don't understand. He plays The Last of Us Part 1 upstairs and Last of Us Part 2 downstairs.
I do. No, my part 2 PS5 is upstairs. My downstairs, because it's like my man cave is upstairs, and then the downstairs is when everyone is like the living room one, which is more public, and people are usually like playing part 1 because nobody likes part 2. Like I love part 2.
I still haven't played it. I gotta play it.
Okay, back on topic. I'll say this. I think it depends how old you are, and it depends. Like, if you're pre-college and you're like relying on like Christmas gifts for like the big kind of technology upgrades in your life, you know, like it's a PC is like, you know, really good one that you can rely on is kind of like a $1,000 to $1,500 investment at the very least, I'd say, right?
That's what I said.
I think just if you're, you know, not in the, or I shouldn't say age, maybe just financial place. Like, I think we're at the point where consoles are substantial enough to like kind of be close if you like the frame rate, if you like the gigahertz and all that stuff. Whatever the thing is. The refresh rate. Sorry, yeah. But I think they're still worth it. I would be sad to see consoles go, and I would be confused because I wouldn't.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Chris got roasted in the comments on TikTok because everybody's like, Xbox is not getting out of the console market. The bro on the bottom doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, no, because they say, I think they said that they were making a new Xbox or something like that, but like it's basically going to be a PC is what I was hearing.
I mean, I know Xbox has made it so that it's very easy to connect a keyboard and a mouse to them now.
I mean,
that's
dude,
like with this generation.
The Xbox Series X is like it's already the shape of a PC. Like they're moving towards that. And I mean, it's not to say like, oh yeah, the next Xbox will be running off of Windows, right? Like, because it technically the Xbox OS is a modified version of Windows. I'm not gonna get into the nerdy stuff about it, but all it would take is for them to be like, hey, you can browse the internet on this, and like we actually recommend that you use a keyboard and mouse from the get-go with this.
Go get the new Xbox. I could go on P-Hub on there.
I think you can already.
On the Nintendo 3DS. Come on. On the DSi.
They didn't block it? They didn't block it on there?
Let's cut
Let's move on.
God.
I don't want to know how he knows.
I feel like I talk about, but I just want to say the DSi original PSP territory. As soon as you had the web browser, like I feel like that was everybody's first.
People at school, yeah. Like I'd be like, bro, at
dude.
school?
Okay, you know, in all fairness, so we got dictionaries in 3rd grade. The first thing kids did was they looked up the word sex in the dictionary. Like,
yes. I mean, how could you not?
What do you mean, dude? It's not like they're gonna like. No, they gave us a dictionary that like specifically only had the definition of sex as in terms of like gender. That was the only definition they had in there. So they made sure that you couldn't go and look that up.
I remember when I had health class, we got like these health books, and everybody's like going to the glossary and like, yo, you see the I remember this lady came in, and her whole thing was like she was teaching like the sexual health lesson, and so she was like, "All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the room in half. Penis on one side, vagina on the other." And everybody's like, "What? Like, what are we doing?" And she's like, "I want you guys to write every word for those terms that you can think of, like vulgar, anything goes." And people are like, "Yo, everything?" And she's like,
Shaboing
"Yeah."
boing.
And literally, dude, literally, the rest of the class is like her going through every single one and being like, "Yeah, that's definitely a disrespectful way to refer to the anatomy." This and that. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit. Like, what? Like, what? Why are we doing this? It was really awkward.
Dude,
That was probably
hated
the most awkward thing ever, man.
I hated so they would have us do like these role play scenarios where it was like abstinence where you'd have to
Oh.
say no. I don't know how weird your health classes were, but it was like
It was a joke.
dude, like I honestly the only thing I remember from that class was like there was a whole debate about how like your nuts have to be a certain temperature to produce, right? And I was like, what happens if you do it in a hot tub? Are you just like sterile? Like I don't know.
Oy. Oy.
Dude, we had to watch The Miracle of Life. Did you guys have to watch that?
Oh, I was gone that day.
It's literally just like a video, like the lady talks about her experience like getting pregnant, and then it shows the birth like out of nowhere. Like, dude,
Wow.
yeah, it was really disturbing.
I feel like my health classes and like sex ed got super botched because I went to Catholic school my whole life, and it was just like the one thing I didn't even want to start about, and it was like, it's it's so embarrassing. But like up until like ninth grade, legitimately, I could not tell you like how babies were made and like where they came from. I was like, it's either the belly button or the butt.
I
But-
thought it was the butt for the longest time. I was like,
in the butt.
my mom's like, "Do you know how it works?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they poop out the baby, right?" Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
No, I never had that talk with mom. She just, I guess, assumed that I knew. I don't know.
I mean, dude, that's the thing. I think nowadays, like, if these kids don't know by the time they're in high school, like, I would question, like, their common sense, man. Like,
That's
I feel
fair.
like everybody just Googles it at this point.
That's fair.
Well, that reminds me of what movie is it? Is it what's the one where the daughter's like explaining where babies come from? She's like, and then the stork comes and she like starts digging a hole in the mom's belly, and then like, come on, you don't remember what movie this is?
No,
Yeah, I think it's a Judd Apatow movie or something.
some weirdo movie.
I don't know why
No,
my head went
it's
to
like I can't remember which one it is.
Is it a kids
Is
movie
it?
or like
I
an
think it
adult?
might be Knocked Up. It might be Knocked Up.
Oh, I haven't seen
Oh.
that.
It's a great movie, honestly. Knocked Up's great.
Huh?
I guess nobody else agrees.
No. I mean,
No,
I've never seen it. I can't have an opinion about it.
Whatever.
Is it
Moving on.
Project X?
Oh yeah. I don't think he's ever seen it. Project X.
What? What is that?
It's the movie featuring the famous Dax Flame.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That was one of its first movies.
Yeah, he's like the camera guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he only gets like a couple seconds.
He
of
shows
screen
himself
time.
in a mirror at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think consoles are still worth it, especially if you're on a budget. Chris, I hope you've had a change of heart because some people felt really disrespected.
You suck. That's all I gotta.
Get another job. Get 3 jobs. Get a PC, you caveman.
No, okay. All I'm gonna say at the end of the day, when it comes to the price thing, is if you spend $500 on a PC and you're playing games at like we'll say 1080p, 30 FPS, whatever, right? Let's just say that, right?
Oof, 30's rough.
I don't think you do 30 FPS nowadays. I think most times you get
Can't do
something
less than 60.
if you pay like $500 for a PC now, you'll probably get 60 FPS at 1080p, depending on the game. But you still get a lot more out of it than just playing games. But of course, if you're gonna buy a console, you're only going to use to play games. If you're going to be thinking like, oh, I want to make music, I'm gonna use Fruity Loops on here, like you're stupid. So I get it, but also like when I got a PC, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna play video games on here. I wanted to stream, so that's where it came from for me. But ever since I've been on PC, I've never really looked back and been like, oh man,
Yeah.
I really want to go on an Xbox right now. Like it's just
Yep.
And you
not as
you can
good.
stream from a console without a PC, but it's rough.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there was that time I remember I was streaming and you were like, "Yeah, I'm watching your stream," and I can't even tell like who you are. Like it was so blurry, dude. Like it was
Well, I mean,
really
like the
bad.
camera was you were using like the Kinect or whatever, and it
Yeah.
was so far away.
Well, that and then it's just like the connection wasn't good, and it wasn't
Yeah.
exactly like handling that
Yeah.
kind of data output very well. So it just wasn't meant for that.
Yeah. But anyways, there's our so Ben said it is worth it, right?
Yeah, I also think like the exclusivity of like PlayStation right now is
That-
really
That's the thing. I think the exclusivity thing, if that did not exist, this would be a different conversation.
Well,
for
because
sure, for sure.
there was people in the comments who were like, "What exclusives?" And I'm like,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Last of Us. Like
Well-
Spider-Man, the first two are on PC now. Death Stranding's on PC now.
Last of Us is on PC,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
but it sucked,
Everything's
right?
on PC now, basically. God of War 2's coming to PC soon. The only thing that's really not is Spider-Man 2. So
Well,
I don't even
yeah,
know if
it's
they have
inevitable.
exclusives anymore.
That's true, and like it's now like a timed exclusive thing, which makes me kind of
That's how it
little,
used to
like-
be.
well, like not unlike PS3, like Infamous never got to PC.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Red Dead 1 never got to PC.
I remember. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I remember
Sucks, 'cause I
ye-
really like that game.
for Call of Duty the DLCs it was like it would be on Xbox for a month and then it would go to PlayStation.
Oh yeah, that when they did the DLC exclusivity thing, where it was like, I think I don't know if it was a month. I think it was like a week early or something.
Well, no,
Maybe longer.
For I know for
Either
Black
way,
Ops
that was
3,
whack.
for Black Ops 3 it was like a month and it was on PlayStation first.
So
that
whack,
sucked.
bro. Yeah. Like not being able to touch the DLC for a month is whack.
And watching people play it and being like, man, they're having so much fun. I wish that was me. But my parents got me
I
the
feel
PlayStation.
like that's bad for the game too, because like by the time people get on the other console, on console and PC get access to the DLC, like the hype is kind of gone already. But if we have time, we can talk about Black Ops 6 later. But I wanted to talk about the big thing that happened that I didn't talk about at the beginning. I decided to get the Mustang that I was talking about. I did not lease it. I talked to our accountant and he was like, like you could leasing usually means you're gonna end up paying more if you want to buy the car later than you would if you just bought it at the beginning. So the cool thing is I get to write off the depreciation though, so
Nice.
that's good. I don't know if you knew that was a thing, Ben, but
I don't
'cause
know.
those Teslas depreciate pretty fast.
Man, I get scared to talk about taxes.
Taxes suck, bro.
Yeah.
Taxes suck. But anyways, yeah, I got the Mustang. It's got air conditioned and heated seats. It's pretty sweet.
Well, how does it compare to the one you had before?
It's faster, even though it's like, it's so the one before was a V8. It was the 5-liter engine. This is the 4-cylinder, 2.3 liter. I think it's like 0 to 60 in 4.5, and I think mine was like 4.7. The 2012. So it's faster, and I get 22 in the city, 33 on the highway, which my V8 got like 18 in the city and 25 on the highway, so that's much better too. It sounds really good. Like I didn't think it was gonna sound good because I heard the older ones, but this new generation, they really like stepped up their game. Like people can't really talk shit about the EcoBoost anymore. And it has a 10-speed automatic, so it's crazy, man. It flies. It's I'm really happy with it. And the color, like I got the color I wanted. It's like the only color I liked because I didn't want to get a black one again. They just
They get
bake it
way
cheap,
too
man.
hot. I remember
Yeah.
we would get into your Mustang and it was like just yeah, like you said, you're baking pretty much. It
Yeah,
was
and
so
I have
hot.
remote start,
Mm.
so I can get it, and it's
Oh.
already like the seats are like it, dude. The air conditioned seats are like the coolest thing ever, man.
Do you
Like
have like an
no
app
more.
too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did the only thing that I'm like I don't really care, but people bring it up every time. They're like, "Does it have active exhaust?" Because that's an option. Basically, instead of having like the dual exhaust, you have quad exhaust, and you can like actually make it sound louder and quieter and all this stuff, which is cool. But for another $3,500, I was like, I just don't really need that. Like, I don't want to wait longer just so I can get that exact one. And it's like I'm just gonna pay more for something that I really don't need. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not one of those car guys that wants to like show off. The only cool thing about having the active exhaust is you can rev it with the key fob. Like you can actually rev the car, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But I don't have that.
That sounds
So,
lame to
but
me.
it sounds it's a gimmick, 100%.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for that. So, but anyways, I traded in my Corolla while it was still worth like a good amount of money. So I'm really happy with how the trade-in worked. Some people told me like, don't trade it in, you're gonna get ripped off. I we there's the way that we sold my wife's car was like some online trade-in thing, and they gave her like a really good deal. But because I had that accident when that chick hit my bumper, do you guys remember that?
Mhm.
I posted
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, so like when I go to trade it in, he's like, "It's just there was an accident. What happened?" You know, and I'm like, "It's just a bumper. I can show you the video." You know, and oh, okay. And so then they like gave me a lot more than they originally said because they saw that accident. But
God.
yeah, no, I'm really happy I sold the Corolla when I did. Um, and yeah, no, I I plan on keeping this Mustang for a while. So um, I think it's fun to drive, of course. You know, like I'm really happy with it.
Well-
I feel like I shouldn't like. It's one of those things. Like I don't know if you guys have ever felt like this. You like buy something and you're like, this is 100% a want and not a need. But I felt like I earned it. You know, like after
Yeah.
5 years of driving this Corolla, which is like the most boring car ever. Um, I was like, yeah, no, and plus, I told my wife, I was like, if anything, it's just another reason to be like, I gotta keep grinding because I don't want them to like repo my Mustang. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I will say like my little Fiesta that I have is like not the fastest or prettiest car in the world, but like I love that car because it's just like compared to the Ranger that I used to drive, it's just a much more agile car, and I needed that.
Yeah,
So I totally get it. Like not nearly on the same level. It's not the same kind of car, but it's like
uh,
just having that extra mobility and it just being like more of what you want. It makes a huge
yeah,
difference because you're driving that thing every day.
yeah. But the dash is like all digital now, and so you can change like the speedometer. You can like change it to like a '60s Mustang. It looks really cool.
Can you make it
There's all
like
kinds of
a?
cool things to
Can you
do.
make it like a 7 segment display like from the 80s? Because that'd be
Yeah,
sick.
they have the
Yeah,
Fox body mode.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be sick, dude.
it's cool. Yeah, you can change it to like 7 or 8 different things. Um, and like the mood lighting, dude, the tail lights, like when you just like unlock it and lock it, it does the sequential thing. Have you ever seen where it does that?
I
Like,
love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it does that like all the time now. Like everything you do to it, it does that. Like when you start it up remotely, it does it. And I didn't even
Whoa.
know it had the I didn't even know it had the projectors on the mirrors. Like I guess that comes with the premium now, where it shows the pony logo on the ground. It like projects it onto the ground at
Oh
night.
yeah, I saw
So
that.
sick,
Whoa.
dude. I love it. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know I had that. So sick. Um, everything about it is just like a nicer version of what I had before, and then like with the better fuel economy, like I don't feel guilty. Like, I mean, like I said, it's faster than the one I had. So anytime anybody's like, "Oh, you should have got the V8," I'm like, "Why, dude? It's faster than the V8 I had before." So who cares, man? Like,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I know that Mustangs, I think they say they depreciate like 24% in like the first 5 years. So I'm like, yeah, like if I want to like upgrade to a different one or just sell it while it still has like the it's at like its peak value still. then I know 5 years from now I can just trade it in, and it's gonna make the next one like super cheap to get because I think it'll still be worth like 35K or something. So I don't know. It's I mean, I could have got the V8. It would have been like another 10 grand, and then the insurance would have probably been like another $100 a month or whatever though. So I'm like, it's not worth it, man. Plus, you know, you get more gas money because you get worse fuel economy. So I'm happy. Whatever if people can. The people who are like, oh, bro, you should have got a Challenger. Oh, you should have got a Camaro. They don't make Challengers and Camaros anymore. You dingle heads. Did you guys know that? They stopped making them. They just don't make them anymore.
So they still have the the Charger?
I think they might still have the Charger, but I know the Challenger. So like the Charger is not considered this. It's like a different class of sports car because it's got 4 doors. A muscle car is supposed to be 2-door. But they stopped making Challengers in December. Like they literally just stopped making them, and then Camaros in January. They just stopped. They're the only 2-door muscle car that you can get now. Is wild. Like it's a dying breed. And if they do bring back those cars, they'll probably come back as like hybrids or electric or something.
Well,
so they won't be the same.
Well, what car was it where it was like it was a sports car, but it had like the engine noise was like from a speaker?
I think that was the Tesla. I thought the Tesla you could do
No,
that.
that wasn't. No. There was some car. It was like it was a muscle car or something where they replaced the engine noise with like some digital noise from a speaker, and it wasn't it was like a thing. It was a feature of the car where that was on by default.
Oh my god, I had no idea that.
That's
Yeah,
annoying.
it was so stupid, dude.
So funny.
I think Joe Rogan talked about it a while back. It was lame. It really
Oh.
was.
And the Corvette boys. Corvettes are not muscle cars. You dingleheads. It's not. But Corvettes are. I think they're just considered a sports car because they literally only have 2 seats. Muscle cars have to have 4 seats. 2 doors, 4 seats. I think minimum or something like that. But I mean, the seats in the Mustang and the Camaros and the Challengers probably like. I mean, realistically, anybody who's like taller than 5'8" is not gonna want to sit back there. But Deer likes sitting back there.
We don't have that problem.
Yeah, we don't have that problem. But no, I'm really happy with it. It's if you guys want to look up the color, it's vapor blue. So like during the daytime it looks like this like light bluish grayish color, and then at night it looks like matte gray. I like how it looks different, like depending on the lighting it's in. Kind of a cool color. So yeah, vapor blue. Moving on, enough talking about my car. I'm so happy, dude. Really happy with it.
Good for you.
Feels good to have one again. Quick ad break. Use G Fuel code Danny D. G Fuel BOGO sale just ended. There's a new Tetris remastered version of Tetris Blast, which is good. It tastes kind of like rainbow fruit gummies. It's good. I just tried the new. It's called Miku's Sweet Melodies. It's like this Japanese musicians flavor. It's really good. It tastes like strawberry watermelon rock candy. I highly recommend that one.
Ooh.
We even my wife liked it. So those are some really good new flavors. And code Danny D gets you 20% off. The Danny Doritos shakers are almost gone. It literally says that on the website now. So I think there's like less than 1,000 left. So if you want one, get one before they're gone. Because that specific shaker is never going to be made again. If I do another run, it's going to be a different. I think I'll do a clear one next or something. But that won't happen unless these sell out. So sell them out. Get rid of them. And then of course join the Patreon to support us directly through there. I look forward to connecting with people on the Discord. Like I said, it's been fun hopping in there and saying what's up. Somebody was like, yo, I'm going to see Horizon. And I'm like, that's cool, man. Let me know what you think, you know? So talking about movies, whatever in there. On to our news story segments. I've got one like serious topic and the one that's like not very serious. I wanted to find a topic that we could all kind of like find interest in. So I don't know if you saw, but Redbox filed for bankruptcy.
I did see that.
Isn't that wild? Physical media is dying very quickly.
You're aware? I mean, Best Buy got rid of DVDs and stuff like that a while back, right?
Yep.
Well, Sony just said that they're going to be phasing out Blu-rays, and so I'm like, does that mean 4K as well, or
I,
you know?
I don't know. The thing that's scary about it is like if there's no physical media that's being produced anymore, like you can't really own anything unless you like download it
Yeah,
yourself.
because these
Mhm.
digital libraries, like like we use like Voodoo, and then there's like Movies Anywhere and stuff. Like, I mean, these like Paramount's going through their whole thing right now, where they might merge or turn into something else. For those nerdy people out there who are paying attention to stuff like that, but that's why you're seeing all these streaming services like Showtime basically got absorbed by Paramount, and then Paramount is talking about merging with HBO or Max, whatever the hell they call it now. And so it's like when it comes to like the rights and all kinds of things like that, that's where it's like kind of sketchy. Where it's like I think Netflix, they had that movie Hush, which I think was that Mike Flanagan. I can't remember who made that one.
Uh, I'm not sure, but I know the movie. The movie about the deaf
Anyways, yeah,
person.
yeah, that got taken off Netflix, and because of the way the rights are set up for that movie, you literally just can't find it anywhere. Like it's not on digital. It's like that movie just doesn't exist anymore. Like you can look it up and see that it does, but you can't watch it anywhere. And so like the idea that that can happen because there's no physical versions of your film, that's scary. Um, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know how much longer Blu-rays are going to be a thing. I mean, I'm sure for collectors they'll always do like limited runs of stuff, but I mean, I collect. I don't know if I should say collect, but like I have a decent amount of Blu-rays still, and it's like, how often do I really use them? You know, not as much as I used to. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's you kind of have to like remember that you have it. Do you collect much of the physical stuff, Chris?
No, I mean, I don't collect stuff in general, like unless you consider like collecting computer hardware a
Oh, nice.
collection. But like I don't collect like
He's building.
media
He's
at
building
all.
a crypto farm in his apartment.
No, no, that's too expensive. It's a lot of electricity there. But no, like I know for a while I just had the box. I think I still have them at mom and dad's house, Deej, but I have a bunch of like old boxes from graphics cards that I bought as like a way to say like, hey, I owned this at one point. Like look at how far I've been
Mm,
in the game for, you know?
mm.
Granted, like
Yeah.
most of that stuff is like, here's a box for a 1080 Ti, which honestly isn't that long ago. But um, I mean, that's really all I collect. I don't really like collecting stuff. I feel like a hoarder if I do that. So
Get that.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Sorry, go
or
ahead, Ben.
just like the games, the physical game side of it too is sad because like I loved the thrill of like going to a GameStop and like the midnight launches and just like receiving the thing, unopening it, looking at the little booklet inside, and just like the anticipation of like to and from the store to the console, and I there's nothing quite like that. There's like a sense of wonder to it. I don't want that to go away. And also it kind of takes I forget how many things I have, games especially when like, you know, um I especially felt this on Spider-Man 2 and then God of War Ragnarok. Because both of those pre-ordered it $70 and then now and there was huge anticipation leading up to those games. And then the 2 weeks to 3 weeks that I played those, it was like all about that, and now it's like I have no memory of that except for, oh yeah, I watched it as if I'd binged a show, and it's that happened, and I forget that I paid a whole $70 for that, and it's on my console, and it's like something physically. I think if I had God of War Ragnarok physically, there's like memories attached to it. There's like the little maybe that's me talking from like childhood, but like
no,
especially with my
you're
PS2 games, like I look at the cases and like looking at the case attracts me to play it again and I miss it.
It
And
taps
now,
into a memory for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's important. I hate that like I don't want it. I don't want the loss of this to make us take stuff like that for granted.
Well, I
What
remember.
pisses me off is that the big deal they made before was like, oh, but when you buy stuff digitally, it's cheaper because like the tax is less. Now they tax digital shit too, so it doesn't even you can't even say
Mm,
that anymore.
Yep.
I'm like, the game's already $70, and then they tack on like another $4 in like state and federal tax. I'm just, God damn, bro.
I only
It's not
had
even real. It's not
I-
a physical thing.
I only had one midnight release that I ever went to, and it was for Destiny 2, and that was it. And
I used to go to all the Call of Duty ones, man.
Mm.
I remember that night because I had there was like a little Cade 6 figurine that you got with it, right? I have no idea where that thing is now. Not gonna lie, mostly because that game turned out to be poo
Big
poo.
fan.
Dude, that game. I mean, the newest DLC that came out for it was like pretty solid, but I played it for like a week and then I was like, eh. It's the last DLC. I don't really care. I'm done. So there's 10 years down the drain.
I feel like the last like collector's edition I remember really hearing people talk about was like Fallout 76 because of like all the bad things.
Oh, don't
The
even get me
canvas
started on
bag.
that, bro.
Did that one come with like a big Pit Boy thing? What was it called?
That was Fallout
That was
4.
4.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was
Which-
actually dope.
Yeah, and honestly, I that and then the Black Ops 3 Juggernog fridge. I wanted that
that's
so bad, dude. And then I think it sold out like instantly. And then for Starfield, they did the watch, and I was considering getting it, and the game sucked. So
For Last of Us Part 3, they just give you like a piece of rotten flesh.
No, they give you Ellie
give you-
here.
They give you like a glass jar full of spores, and they're like, "Do not open it."
Yeah. They also give you Ellie's backpack, which I use regularly. That's back there somewhere. And then I got a Death Stranding one when that came out, and they actually gave
With the
you
baby
the
thing.
baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ben, I see Ben in pictures with that all the time.
I love this. This is like my favorite.
Haven't
I'm gonna
you
get,
haven't you dropped that a few times?
oh yeah. It's
Dude,
been banged up and-
does it like make noise or anything, or is it literally just?
This button like is supposed to make it light up, but like it's there's no way to like change the battery, I guess, without unscrewing it. And it's just not worth it for like a little light. So
Bro, you don't have screwdrivers just like
You
around?
drop it and the baby starts crying.
That'd be pretty funny. I did buy the Metal Gear Solid Delta, like the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake collector's edition thing, just because like Metal Gear Solid, why not? But yeah, it's
Yeah, Redbox is I think that's like one of those big final nails in the coffin for physical media, man. Because I mean, I knew, especially when I was in the military, like I'd be like, "Yo, you want to go to the movies and see this?" And now wait till it's on Redbox, because it just like for
Right.
$2 or whatever, and I'm like, damn, even that's not going to be an option anymore. The other thing that I had was, and this is just like a silly little thing. You guys know Tom Felton, the guy who plays like Draco Malfoy in
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
That's the only thing I
Um,
know him from.
He just released a song. I guess he's a musician now, and he is just getting roasted. Yeah, dude, you gotta look it up and listen to it, man. It's
Is it just bad or is it like?
he's just not a singer, man. But like, it's just not. You could listen to it, form your own opinion. But I can definitely see why people are roasting him.
is it called Red?
No, it's called like something, and it's got like old in the title is like capitalized.
Oh, Holding On.
Yeah, holding on, but then old is like bigger. It's.
Oh shit.
Are you listening to it?
Yeah.
It's rough, man.
The first 2 seconds, it's like, "Yo, ray of sunshine." I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't want to.
It's just
Potter!
forward, man, so you can actually hear him singing, and it's like, oh, I mean, good for him,
It's like when you swipe.
What do you
up on
mean,
a
good for
TikTok,
him?
he said fuck it, and just he released a song, bro. I got the
Trying, I
balls to
guess.
do that.
That yeah.
I ain't gonna be doing that.
A lot of people. Did you guys get the Costco guys on your For You page?
Yeah, I get
Oh,
the demonic ones, like
I-
the AI ones. We're
I love
Costco
that.
guys, and then
I deleted.
I love.
I deleted TikTok a long time ago, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I posted a video about it on my account because it was like it's the only video that's on there now. I kept seeing like videos of like mutilated dogs on there, bro.
I don't see it as much anymore, but there was a time where for some reason it seemed like all the gruesome fucked up stuff was like blowing up and not getting taken down right away. You would see like people. There was a lot of videos that would go around for a while, and people would always be like, like, don't tap on this sound and look at the fourth video, and you do, and it's
Yeah.
like somebody blowing the brains out or something. I'm just like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
bro, why is
Yeah.
this on here?
Well, and it's
I feel
like
like everybody's
people.
releasing music though. But yeah, sorry, go
Yeah,
on.
no, everybody's doing music.
People were always like, they were always finding ways to get around the filters on there on TikTok, and that's a big reason why I stopped going on there. It's just people were just pushing the limits on there, and it was like, I don't want to see that, man. Why subject me to that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the final things I wanted to talk about as just a random topic, because okay, so the topic was, do you guys get migraines? But let me give context to this. So as far as I know, I don't get migraines. Like I think I understand the difference between like a headache and a migraine, but I definitely when I get a headache, it's usually because I'm dehydrated. Like when I was waiting to do the paperwork on the Mustang, I was drinking one of those like 300 milligram like watermelon limeade G Fuel cans, and so that's a lot of caffeine, and that dehydrates you too. But I'm like sitting there, and because I was waiting, I didn't think about drinking water, and I just only drank that G Fuel can for like 3.5 hours. And so when I got home, I'm like so happy about the Mustang, but my head was like pounding, bro. I'm just like, bro, I need some G Fuel hydration or something right now, man. But yeah, do you guys get migraines? Because I don't think I get migraines.
What's the difference?
So migraines are actually like they can affect your vision and like all kinds of like there's different kinds of migraines. Whereas a headache is like your whole like head is just hurting because like your brain is basically dehydrated to the point where it's like tugging on the tendons and stuff that attaches it to your skull. And so that's why like people who are hungover have really bad headaches is because they're so dehydrated that that's what they're feeling. But migraines, from my understanding, is like your actual brain hurting,
Well,
and that does not happen to me.
Okay, so if I oversleep, and oversleep is like kind of a loose term because I can sleep for 6 hours and I'm fine, and sometimes I'll sleep for 8, and then it's like that's too much, and it's like, well, 8 hours is what I'm supposed to have, so what the heck? But I'll get a headache from that, and it'll last the whole day. Like I can't take Tylenol to get rid of it. My head will just hurt. And no matter how much water I drink, no matter like if I just lay down for a bit and then just kind of rest, like I literally will have that headache until I go to sleep and wake up the next day. That's the
It
only type
says
of headache that I've had where it just doesn't get solved by Tylenol.
it's estimated that nearly 20% of women and 10% of men experience migraines, and they're most common between the ages of 35 and 39. That's weird. Uh, How are headaches and migraines similar? Migraines and other types of primary headaches are similar because they cause pain in the head, are not caused by a disease, not caused by an infection, can be treated with non-prescription and prescription medications. Migraines are different from primary headaches because they're a neurological disorder. See, like so, like it's like your actual brain that hurts.
Oh.
They cause more than just a headache. So there are tension headaches, which is like your whole
Hold on,
skull
hold on.
hurts.
Wait, can you say that again? Can you say headache?
Headache, yeah.
You said headache.
Headache. Headache.
Headache.
Headache?
Headache.
Oh, here we go. I got a headache. A migraine is only on one side of the head or the other. So that's interesting.
It's like usually
Uh,
behind like an eye, because I get those, and it's like it's
That
terrible.
is so that's the next thing. It's called a cluster headache. And so that is considered the most severe to extreme one when it comes to pain, and it can actually cause it can cause red eyes, watery eyes, runny nose, and loss of vision.
Mhm.
Whereas like a migraine can cause nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to lighter sounds, and like temporary loss of vision. Like migraines are no joke.
Yeah, no, they suck. It's like
Yeah.
kind of it's really debilitating when it happens. I get like maybe I'm down to like kind of maybe 3 times a year, I'd say. I don't there's not maybe like less than one hand to count, but it's you kind of have to just experience it over and over again to like I guess, and if you're looking out to like prevent it, you just got to like capture like what was the best that one time where it went away the quickest. How do we repeat this exact thing? And it's just like
Does
ice.
Tylenol help?
Yeah, I do like 3 Tylenol and
God
then
damn.
ice, and then you have to sleep it off. Like there's just no other way, and you just like lay down, suffer through it, like sleep with the ice on, put it on the eye that like is hurting the most, and then just submit to the pain and fall asleep until like the sleep kills it.
That's the sucky
Um,
thing. I don't know why it's like that, because it's like if I sleep too much, then I get the headache, right?
uh-huh.
I sleep and it fixes the headache. So
Oh yeah.
what the heck is that
It's
about,
the
dude?
opposite. It's the opposite for Bobby. She says that if she's like she can tell like, oh, if I go to sleep right now, I'm gonna wake up with a migraine. But if she stays up and like takes like Tylenol or something and like basically stays up until it like subsides, then she's like, if I go to sleep after it's like gone, then I won't wake up with a migraine. But she knows that if she goes to bed with like the onset symptoms of a migraine, that she'll wake up with like a full blown migraine. And so she knows herself. Like it's different for everybody, is what this says. And so I find that interesting that you're like you can sleep it off. Apparently, she can't sleep it off. That doesn't work for her.
Sucks.
But I only get like dehydration headaches. Like, and apparently those are mild. So I haven't. And those when those happen, I'm like, this sucks. Like I can feel my whole head pulsing, but all I do is just pop like 2 extra strength Tylenol and drink like some Gatorade Zero or G Fuel Hydration or what's the other one that works really well?
Liquid IV.
Liquid IV. Yeah, that one's full of electrolytes. But yeah, that then it's usually gone with like within an hour. Whereas I hear migraines can be like one of those things that just ruins your whole day.
It
So
does.
Well,
that sucks, man.
I hate the
That
ones
sucks.
that come and go throughout the day. So it's like you get like 5 minutes at peace, then it's back, and you're like, oh my god, kill me! Like I hate those so much, dude.
Just kill me, please. All right.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
as we wrap up this episode, which what do you think, Ben? We've been doing hour-long episodes. I think that's like the sweet spot, where it's like not too long and
Yeah, I think an hour to 90 minutes, but like also if you're having a good momentum, like keep it going, because
Yeah.
then it's, like,
Yeah.
notice like why this
But
episode's longer. But
I think actually having topics is good too, because it kind of keeps things flowing. But
yeah, no, it
uh,
goes by very fast.
they're
I
like
like
random.
this.
We like just kind of come up with stuff throughout the week. So
Yeah.
um, but we usually end with our movie, TV, or game recommendations. I added game to it because Chris doesn't watch a lot of movies. But Ben, if you have one, you can go first.
Sure. I'll recommend this game that just came out. It's an indie, and I got to play this at GDC this past year. It is called 1000 Times Resist. And that is spelled 1000, the number 1000, and then X, and then resist. This is like made by a really incredible independent team based in Vancouver, and they all immigrated from Hong Kong. And this game has a very signature kind of style to it. That's in the vein. People are comparing it to like Signalis and Near Automata.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
I've heard of that one.
and I would say it's something that is its own though at the same time. Like I hesitate to compare it to something that's like another game, but it is
Graphics are wild.
yeah, it's a very like interesting way. If you like independent game development, if you like game development yourself, this is an incredible like case study just to like see how their limitations of like not necessarily having like a full mocap studio or just like as much budget as an average studio, they kind of use those limitations to their strengths in this. And their camera angles is really inventive. Their lighting, the story is above all the most incredible thing. I'm in love with this game. I play this on my Steam Deck, and I got through it in about like I I was really digging in, so it took me 20 hours, but you can finish this just in 10 to 12.
It's
Um,
$18, by the way, right now. It's like
yeah,
10% off.
$18, and it's usually $20 full price. Very much worth it. Very unique. You won't forget it. It's very artsy, but also like fun and just deep and surprising. And it's starting to blow up. People are starting to really appreciate it. So that's it's been my recommendation right now on a game level.
Very cool. I'm gonna check this one. I still gotta play the other game that we talked about. That's a much shorter one, so I'll do that one and then I'll have to check out this one.
Mm.
Yeah, very cool. I'm actually gonna check that out. It looks dope. I guess I'll go next. I have a movie recommendation. I plan on watching it with my parents tonight again, so I'm like hyped for it at the same time because I purposely only watched it one time. Late Night with the Devil. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really fun. Um, I think it's the best Shutter original I've ever seen. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Shutter original. Did you see In a Violent Nature? Is that
No,
Shudder?
I've heard so many mixed things about it, man.
Yeah, it's
You saw that one though?
a good popcorn movie. I went for the popcorn and I stayed for the movie of sorts.
I've seen TikToks where people are like, "Bro, what is this movie?" And it's just like him walking through the woods for like a full minute.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a cool like indie like how do they make it type thing. But like I
Yeah,
guess if you're not into the behind the scenes element, I don't know if it's for
yeah.
everybody. But
So Chris, In a Violent Nature is it's a slasher movie where the movie follows the killer, like it's from his perspective.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that people thought it was boring, and then the other thing I heard was like people are like, "Oh, it's worth it for the kills," but if you like it, like the kills in it were like fucked up or something, like they're like that's
yeah,
twisted.
that's what
So
I would
like
say.
people are like, why do people like this? It's just like like people are like, you need to be on a watch list if you liked it or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, Jesus. That's how I feel about Terrifier.
It's wild.
Those movies are just like torture porn.
Late Night with the Devil's good though. That's
Yeah,
it's
Late Night
a
with the
fun
Devil
little-
is awesome.
Yep.
It's one of those movies you don't have to like take too seriously or anything like that. It's like the 70s. It's a talk show. And they kind of it's almost like found footage style where it's like you're watching like the broadcast from it. But then what it did that really I didn't expect, it kind of surprised me, was it cut to commercial breaks, and between the commercial breaks, like sometimes you'll see a little bit of the commercial, but then it'll actually cut to like a behind the scenes camera, and it feels like you're watching through like somebody who's getting behind the scenes footage, but you're seeing these like really like personal conversations. So it's like a little weird how they do it, but it keeps like the pace going in like a fun way, I would say. They do some really cool practical effects. I think the set design is awesome, and it's got what's his face in it, the guy who played Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. He's like the talk show host, and I'm just happy to see. I feel bad because I can't remember his name right now. I'll look it up, but it's cool to see him do a lead role.
I always think what's his face reminds me of like what's his nuts.
What's his name? Yeah, what's his name? His name is David Dasmalian. That did I pronounce that right? I don't know. Anyways,
sure.
Polka Dot Man and the Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one, the good one. He's
The good
the
one.
lead in it. He does a really good job. Chris, I think I have it on my Voodoo. You should check it out because it's got to do with like Bohemian Grove and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Okay.
I think you'll dig it. It's fun, and it's not like it's not like your traditional horror movie. It's more like spooky than scary.
Well,
I think you'll like it.
I'm gonna talk about what I experienced this week. Okay. The game is called Atomic Heart. Okay, and it is
Yes.
yeah, I love this game. It's like BioShock mixed with Wolfenstein mixed with like Metro, where it's like think Russian BioShock basically, right? And so
Yes.
you have all the kind of abilities you'd expect from a game like that, but like everything's Russian. It's just a different style of it. So it's like if you've been craving a BioShock game, which if you've played those games, it's been a while since one's come out. Like it fills that niche. Like I'm loving the game, and the DLCs are like you get to still play that same game, but it's like they add new mechanics. Like there's one that they came out with recently where it's literally a CS:GO surfing simulator. It's
Oh,
awesome.
cool.
Like and they do it in a way where it's like there's boss fights and stuff like that. So like you get to a certain point and you fight like a giant gingerbread man. Like
It's like 60% off on Steam. I just bought it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's sitting in my cart.
well, so
Yeah.
I got the gold edition, I think, which came with the season pass, and it was like $32. So that is definitely worth it and honestly, like the soundtrack in it is great. I was surprised. So, like I said, it's Russian, right? So I was expecting the English translation to be like garbage. Some of the dialogue like actually made me laugh out loud. Like I it's been a while since I've played a game and actually laughed like that, because just certain things, the way that the voice actor delivers lines and stuff like that, it was like, man, this really fills that void that the like BioShock Infinite, which is the one that I like the most out of that series, which I know is kind of controversial. That's There's a void that's been left by the fact that that game has not had like any sort of good DLC or any follow up at all. Like, I loved BioShock Infinite. The DLC sucked for it. I didn't really like them.
Chris, I great recommendation. I got it, so I'm gonna check it out. Dude, I just don't game anymore, but there's actually some new games worth trying. So
it's one of the few games where I've actually been like, I need to go back and play the next mission. Like, I'll take a break, and I'm like, no, I want to go and play it again. Like,
I got the long drive for like $3.
Oh God, I hate that
I saw
game,
your review
dude.
on it. I feel like it needs mods.
Well, cause like, dude, you can like poop in that game.
I know. I hear that you can do like like one of the reviews is like, I shot a guy and stole his gas.
Well, like you can really like,
what is this game?
You can take a dump and then like hold it in front of someone's face. It's so gross.
What the hell? Whatever. I got it for $3. I might be getting a refund.
It's such a dumb game, man.
To close this out, I just wanted to share something because I thought it was funny. I finally, it took a while to figure out how to do it, because we had to like make Theo his own like Xbox account for it to work, because I have like the Game Pass on my computer. But we've been playing Sea of Thieves together a little bit, and dude, I have so much fun trolling him in that game. Like, you're driving around in your little boat, right? And so like we'll pull up and he'll be like, I see a storm coming or something, and I start sailing towards it. He's like, no, don't go into the storm, you know?
Oh.
Or like I'll purposely like hit a rock or something, and we're like taking on water, and he's like freaking out. He's like, how do I get the bucket?
Well,
the water out.
Well,
And then our
so
boat
fun.
sinks,
So-
and I'm like, no.
That-
I'm like, I'm going down with the ship. He's like, no, Dad.
that's the older brother in you, dude, because like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of crap you would do to me all the time. Like, so we had a thing back when like Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare had just come out, right? We had a thing. We would go on Crash. We'd go to the top of the building by like the crash helicopter.
Where
It
the
was-
mattress was.
Yeah, it was called Noob Tube Up the Butt.
If you shot somebody with a grenade launcher, they would ragdoll.
Yo.
And so I would like purposely ragdoll him off the.
we had like a song for it and everything, man. It was, oh man, those are the days.
Yeah,
but like
that's what
that
it
kind
is.
of crap, bro. That, and then they have so many stories of you just like trolling the crap out of me, man. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I would like I'll like get drunk in the game and start throwing up on him, and he's like, I can't see, because it like covers your screen of puke. Yeah, no, that's been fun.
Yeah, we should play the long drive, dude. That'd be fun.
Oh, it's multiplayer?
Yeah. Well, it's like you have to download like a beta, but you can do it through Steam. But yeah, you can play multiplayer. There's a bit of desync, but like it's
download
pretty
it.
fun.
Yeah, I got it for $4. It's 75% off right now.
Did you guys hear about that banana game?
Yeah. I can't believe that's even a thing.
Dude, I think I have like $1 worth of bananas right now.
But so did you? The game is free,
Mhm.
and you've gotten like $1 from it, or $1 worth of bananas.
$1 worth of bananas. Yeah.
So far, is it? I mean, how much time have you put into it to get that?
So
though?
I think people don't understand the game, because I've noticed that like I can only get 2 bananas a day. So I just open the game, click a couple times, and then close out of the game, and then it'll say I have 2 bananas that got added to my inventory.
Weird.
Yeah. Because I tried
Yeah,
using
I
the
don't know.
auto clicker, it doesn't like, I've gotten like
I heard
10,000
so many
bananas
people
before
say
it's
it was
worked.
like a. I heard a bunch of people saying it was like some kind of scam or something.
Well,
it's free.
I think it's because
People are
it's
paying for bananas or something.
yeah, because it's like an NFT thing, dude. Like,
Oh.
yeah, like people are like, oh man, like this banana, you can't get it anymore. So that means that like the value has to go up, right? And it's like, yeah, well, there's 100,000 people with that exact same banana, and they're all selling it for 3 cents. So good luck, pal. Oh, but it doesn't drop anymore. It's 3 cents. No one's gonna be freaking out over a freaking banana that you got from a free game, dude. It's yeah, it's not executed very well, I think, if you wanted to have like an NFT type game, but NFTs are
Weird.
stupid anyways, so.
Well, we should wrap it up. Ben, thanks for coming on here. It was fun catching up.
Thanks for having me. I missed this so much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we plan on doing I want to do a guest like every 5 episodes or something. So
For sure.
definitely have you on again sometime in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what other updates we have next time you're on. Yeah, that's it. Use G Fuel code Danny D. Join the Patreon. Thank you guys for listening, and see you next week.
Later.
Later.